Okay, I believe we are live. We're live with this myth, the man, the legend, Bogdan, who now lives in Bali, but is from Dubai, right? Do I have that right?
Yeah, I'm originally from Macedonia, but I spent most of my life in Dubai. Now I just moved to Bali.
So you're from Macedonia.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't hear that all the time. So we have clients in Macedonia now. And I know that when you joined the training program, because I remember you specifically, I remember you being on some type of like script writing master class that we had like maybe a year and a half ago. And you were like
Correct.
messaging me and you're like, man, I'm struggling. And you were like up at like 3 a.m. on the master class. I'm like, this dude is dedicated. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, holy crap, he just joined the inner circle. That's crazy. I love that, man. So we're gonna break down. We're gonna ask you some questions because everybody wants to know, how did Ryan Davis, yo from Scottsdale, you're back in the office here. Come by and see us. We're up here in North Scottsdale. So Bogdan, I think what people want to know, and the reason why I wanted to interview you, is a year and a half ago, with what you're selling now, you're making $3,000 a month in commissions.
Yep.
4 or 5 months later, once you learned NEPQ, once you got into the advanced training, inner circle, you're now averaging 28 to 32 grand a month in commissions. That's a big jump. I mean, when somebody says 10x, that's really 10x. I mean, that's legit 10x stuff. So I know a lot of people want to know how you're doing that. I'm going to break that down for everybody. And what we're going to do is I'm going to have Bogdan give you guys some golden nuggets on some different questions we've taught him, some different tonality techniques that we've taught him, reframing, looping, that has got him to go from $3,000 a month in commissions to about $30,000 a month in commissions. So you can use it with what you sell as well. Now, if you guys are brand new to the Facebook group, because we're going live on StreamYard. So we're live in the Facebook group, Sales Revolution. We're going live on the Facebook business page. There's about 65,000 of you on there. We're going live on the YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and my personal Facebook, friends and family watching me here. So if you are new and you're like, who the heck are these guys? I'm Jeremy Miner. I am the founder and chairman of Seventh Level. So we are a global sales training company that trains people exactly like you watching us right here. So we train sales professionals like you. We train sales executives like you, executive leadership like you, executive management like you, coaches like you, consultants, entrepreneurs, business owners. And we help you transform the way you and your team sell by learning specific skilled questions and techniques that actually work with human behavior. What does that mean? Rather than work against human behavior that triggers sales resistance. Now, that is known as neuro-emotional persuasion questions. So when I say NEPQ, that's what I mean. Now, we teach you the right tonality, which is very important, which puts your prospects at ease, okay, eliminates sales resistance. Can you imagine if you didn't have sales resistance, even in the first couple of minutes of your conversations, how easy it would be to sell? Okay. And actually triggers your prospects to want to engage and want to open up to you. Okay. Now, if you want to learn those type of skills like Bogdan has done and thousands of our other clients are doing every single day that sell exactly what you are selling right now, then just DM me directly. DM me on LinkedIn, DM me on the Facebook group, DM me on my personal Facebook. Either myself or someone on our team will message you back more details to see if we can help you as well. All right. Now, if you're on the live right now, just a couple logistics. If you're on the live right now, I want you to go down here to your phone and I want you to post hashtag live. So if you're on live right now, listen to myself. If you're on the live right now, I want you to go post hashtag live in the comment section. I better see a lot of hashtag lives. Why would I have Bogdan reveal some stuff we've trained him so you can sell more without you posting hashtag live? So go post hashtag live. Franklin, what's up? Roberto, Levi, Jimmy, Luke, go post hashtag live. If you're on the replay, I want you to post Sarah. Welcome, Sarah Hamilton. If you're on the replay, post hashtag replay. Also, I want you to go smash the heart button and smash the like button. So whatever platform you're on, LinkedIn, Facebook, the Facebook group, Facebook business page, you're going live on all platforms right now. I want you to go smash the heart button. Franklin, welcome. Smash the heart button, smash the like button. I better see tons of smashed hearts and tons of smash likes if you want me to interview Bogdan here. All right. The reason why we have you do that creates more engagement. Everybody gets to see this interview. All right. Bogdan. Okay, so the first question I always ask every client when I interview them every single week. So we always interview one or two different clients every single week. And I know a lot of people want us to interview you and or interview different people. And there's sometimes a fight on who gets to go on here. But the first question I have, were you born with advanced questioning skills and advanced tonality, or is that something you acquired?
Well, I don't think that there is someone born with that, to be honest. It's something that you learn. And I'm talking about myself. I don't know about other people. Maybe there is some geniuses, they are born like that. But I was not, definitely not. Absolutely
So
not.
you
It's
were
not
not
something that,
born with advanced questioning skills and advanced tonality. You're suggesting that that's something you acquire and you learn those skill sets. What a novel
correct.
concept. Okay, so walk us through. Tell everybody what you sell. You sell some type of lead generation or something to
Yeah,
business.
yeah, it's a lead generation and business development for e-commerce stores.
Okay,
You know,
so you sell lead generation to people like business owners
business
who
owners.
want to generate more leads to grow their business, which would be in the e-com space. Okay,
Correct.
how did you? Let's walk back. When did you actually get your first sales job, and why did you get in sales? What did you used to do?
Well, I used to work in hospitality for a very long time. I was one of the executive directors in one of the biggest companies, hospitality companies in Dubai. And as we all know, when COVID hit, people that were on the highest pay, they got laid off. So
Okay.
it was like that for a while, couple of months. Nothing was moving forward, and it was started budget to get tight. It was
Okay.
getting tight and tight, and Dubai is pretty expensive to live
Okay.
for
So
people.
COVID happened. Everybody in your space, hospitality, because you can't do live events. Everybody's pretty much laid off, and you're like, okay, what the hell am I going to do? So why did you pick
Absolutely.
sales over something else? Tell us that.
Whew, I had a friend of mine that he was in fitness industry,
Okay.
right? And he was having his fitness company, and he was like, "Listen, just for me to help you a little bit, at least until you stand on your own feet, like you can come and close deals." And I was, "Oh, really? How does that works?" I never had a sales call or a sales meeting or whatever. And he was like, "You go. This is the script." And you just go and talk with them and get them to buy a personal coaching and
Okay.
everything is coming around. And I was like, okay, cool. And that's how it started.
Okay.
That
So you got into it. You're like, oh, it's going to be easy. I just read off the script and I'm going to sell these fitness programs. But what started happening when you started?
what started happening, being from a meeting to meeting all day long, 12 hours, 13 hours a day, coming back home frustrated and not even sell landed. And then I started to research online. I was like, what am I going to do? Like how to learn a little bit better. I came across some different programs
Okay.
that were out there, like Grant Cardone University, then like the Wolf of the Wall Street type of things. Bought all the books, get all the courses, and started going through it. And
So you
started
started
going through
going
it.
through those courses. What type of
Yeah.
results did you start to get from
Well,
using like additional selling?
from zero, I came to like about 3.5K a month.
Okay, so you started learning from the gurus. You went from
Correct.
zero to about $3,500 a month. Now you're up to $3,500 a month. Some people might say, well, hey, that's good, but well, depends on where you live too.
Yeah, I
What
cannot pay your bills in Dubai for that.
Yeah, you can't pay your
No
development.
chance.
I was going to say. So you're at 3.5 thousand, 3.5K a month. What caused you to be like, there's something I'm missing. Like I need to learn more advanced skills to make more money. What went through your mind that caused that?
Because every call or every sales meeting was feeling like a battle. And I was like, it might be something different,
Hold on. What do you
something
mean by,
that,
walk me through what you mean by battle?
well, after finishing 1 hour of conversation and dealing with so many objections, I was sweating more than when I was having a boxing match. So So it was pretty exhausting, and you come home, no energy, and you don't want to do anything, and you start.
What do you
I,
so
I
what do you think was triggering that? What were you saying from what you were learning from the gurus that you feel triggered that where you felt mentally exhausted every day?
Yeah, well, it was not more what I was saying, it was what I was not asking.
Ah,
I would say what I was not asking, because I learned like telling is not selling, right? So the moment when you become a product pusher and you just want to say how good you are, how your company, how the product or the program that you're selling is the best out there, they have heard all of that on every single corner. So push the product and just fight with objections in the end and hope that something will
so
going
you were
to
learning how to product
happen.
push. Tell them
Yeah,
why you had the best program, why they should go with you. Here's the
yeah,
reasons, blah 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 blah. And it would work on a few prospects.
yeah, maybe 10%,
But what was it
maybe.
doing to the other 90%?
To the other 90%, I just coming back home and I was every night thinking like, is this something that I really want to do?
Okay. So you get to this point, you're like, what am I going to do? What was going on in your mind at this point?
I was like, there must be some other sophisticated and more advanced way, because there is people that are making cash out there. There are people that are really good, and there are people that I was trying to go through different groups, Facebook groups and everything, and I see results from some people and people that we work with together right now at the moment. So I was like, if they do this, I
Yeah.
can do as well. I
If
was like,
they're
if they
doing
can do it,
that, if they're making that money, what would prevent me? So you started
yeah,
to think like, hey, maybe I just don't have the right skills, right? Because those
correct.
people, they brush their teeth like you. They might even have a beard like you if they're a guy. Maybe they dress in pants and wear clothes during the day. Maybe they drink coffee. I mean, they're normal people, right? They just have a
Yeah,
different skill level, right?
yeah.
Awesome. So how did you find us? How did you find NEPQ? Walk us through that.
Actually, there was a friend of mine who we were talking about this, and I was explaining to him what I'm doing. He used to have like a marketing agency in that moment, and he was like, "Hey, have you heard about Jeremy Miner?" And I was like, "Who? Who?"
Who the hell's
He was
that?
like, I was like, "Who the hell is that?" And I was like, "No, I have been, my ego was popping out. Like, I've heard about this, I heard about this. What you're doing?" He was like, "Man, like, go join his group and go through the materials. I think it will going to be something valuable for you." So that's how I came across a Sales Revolution group, and I started going through all the free stuff and
Okay, so
all
you
the
went into
value.
like some of the basic content that we
Yeah,
give away for free here and there, just
correct.
the little hors d'oeuvres. And
Yeah.
what were you starting to learn, even from that?
Then I started realizing that I mean, not only the questions, but asking the right questions at the right time with the right tonality makes a big difference.
Yeah,
And I was like, I need to learn more about this,
yeah.
because
So I
now
remember
it's a
you.
science fiction.
You then registered for, we had some type, and this was, well over a year ago, maybe a
Yeah,
year and a half ago. And I recognize you being on like a master class we had where we had people buy like a script writing master class for $200 or $300. Very simple. There was like 100 people on there, but you stood out because you were in Dubai. And so the master class was at a time during the day where it was like 3 a.m. your time and you
yeah.
were still on. I was impressed by that. Okay. I was definitely impressed. Now, what caused you to be like, okay, I'm making 3.5 grand a month. I really need to invest in this advanced training if I'm going to get to a level. What went through your mind there?
Because I really started to understand, how to work with human behavior
Okay.
and not against, and how much those questions help the prospect help themselves understand the problem, the root cause of the problem, the consequences if they don't solve their problem that they have. And I was like, I needed to get into the details of it, because this is not enough. Yeah, it is a masterclass, very valuable. A lot of things we wrote down the script and
Yeah.
everything, but I was like, I can give everyone a script and everyone can get a script, but they will not going to have the
You
results. I
needed
was
to
like, I need
learn
to go in it.
the ins
I
and
need to learn and to understand it in depth.
so let's walk us through. You get into our advanced inner circle program. Let's talk about your
Yeah,
results, and then I'm going to ask you some specific tactical stuff we taught you, so you can
yeah,
tell everybody watching here, so it'll help them sell more with what they do.
yeah,
You were at 3.5 grand a month. You get
yeah.
advanced in circle. Where did you go from there? Month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4.
first, what I wanted to mention is I didn't have the money to get into the inner
Oh,
circle.
you didn't?
Like,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't have I didn't have the finances to invest in myself, but I was so determined and I really wanted to do it that I started calling people straight away and I borrowed the money, right?
Okay. So you borrowed the funding to get into
I
advanced
I
internship.
I borrowed the funding,
So why did you
and
do that? Like, why go and borrow the funding to invest in those skills rather than just pushing it down the road like unsuccessful salespeople would?
well, if we start continue pushing it and kicking the can down the road, always going to be going to stay in the same place. And same place, 3.5K a month is not something that is going to suit my lifestyle, to be honest. And second, it's not going to allow me to do absolutely anything apart of buying a chewing gums in Dubai. So I was like, that's not going to work. I need to go. And yeah, you know how it is. If or you go all in, or just give up. And
So you couldn't do
I
anything.
didn't want to give
So
up.
you went all in, you got into the training. What type of results did you start seeing within the first 30 days?
So that was the funny part. In the first month, not even a month, I already had a 7K of a commission, so
Okay,
doubled.
so you doubled in the first 30 days, 3,500 to 7,000. Not bad. That's a good start for sure. Where did you go the next month?
And the next month I was already at 11K, which
Okay,
means
good.
that another like 50% or
You
60%
tripled.
more. You tripled. And then in the fourth month, I was already almost at 20K.
Okay, good. And now you're up to, you said you average around 30 grand a month, or where are you at?
Yeah, like around average 30K a month right now.
Okay, so you went from making about 35,000 a year to now making about 340 to 360,000 a year.
Correct.
What's changed in your life so far?
Many things. Yeah, like it's not even about the money anymore. To be honest, but it's about the lifestyle that I always dreamed to have. That allowed me to have. I moved up, as I said, I moved in Bali. That was my dream.
You
Like
moved
maybe
to
like
Bali, right?
yeah, maybe several years ago when I came here first time on vacation, I was like, this is going to be the place when I'm going to retire. But I came to a situation that I can come to Bali, enjoy life, feel like retired, work 4 or 5 hours a day, and make 10 times more money that I
You
can
work 5 hours a
make.
day with your sales calls. You're living in Bali, pretty cheap to live there, from what I understand, because I got on here about 10 minutes with you before we went live. The gentleman we interviewed last week, I was gone, but I had our VP of sales, Chris, interview Joel. I think his name's Joel Esther. So he's been a client of ours for a while. I guess he's actually your freaking roommate. I didn't even know that. I'm like, this is crazy. How do we get 2 roommates, 2 clients? That's insane. What happened there?
He's an old friend of mine. We know each other in the last 8-9 years since Dubai, and we kind of made that plan before New Year's Eve. And I was like, let's move together, be like accountability partners, because he's in the same industry as a sales professional. So we just came over. It was pretty easy. Rented a nice place to live, a lot of space.
So you have like all your maids, because I know like you can get like a freaking mansion in Bali with like maid service for like 3 to 4 grand a month, something.
Exactly, like three maximum 3.5K a month, like a great villa, great place to live, private pools, maids, everything. It is good. It's good. I cannot complain.
You can't complain. All right. Let's give everybody some gold nuggets. So let's talk about your connecting questions. All right. So before you learned NEPQ and you went through our advanced, training portals, the group coaching, of course, that you have with Inner Circle with all of us. What were you taught before? Like, what were you taught before to say to try to connect with somebody? Do you remember?
You just call and okay, hey, like first you need to be enthusiastic and you need to be pumped, energized. So walking around and shouting for 15 minutes before I jump on a call, because I need to be enthusiastic, right? And you jump, you pick up the phone and start like, hey, like this is Bogdan from this and this and this company. We have this offer to give you, whatever it is. This. They're like, okay, switch off the phone. I'm not interested.
And these were people who were like, are they outbound leads or inbound leads?
It was mixed, outbound and inbound. Some of them they were requesting at the
Somebody requesting a
beginning.
call back, so they're outbound.
Yeah,
Some are booking on your calendar. So basically, you were getting sales resistance.
correct. Absolutely. I mean, they don't want to hear that anymore. Like
Yeah,
everyone is
nobody
doing that.
nobody wants to be sold to, right? Yeah. Okay, now you get into NEPQ. You start learning connecting questions. Now, there's probably, I know with what you sell, because I wrote out your sales structure with you, there's
Yeah,
about 4 different connecting questions. Let's just give them one. We don't have time for
yeah.
each stage. What's one good connecting question you use in that first process that really gets them to start to open up?
But I would say like at the very beginning, because the connecting questions are for connecting with the client and get them open up.
Yeah.
So the first one is like, hey, Jeremy, like this is just Bogdan with XYZ company. It looks like you have recently opted in one of our ads and asked for more information about possibly getting some outside help in growing your business. Is still a good time?
Yeah.
And
Outbound lead. That's an outbound lead. Okay, so it looks
no.
like yeah, it's just Bogdan. It looks like you had responded to, and you slowed down. See how you did that? It looks like you responded to one of our ads yesterday about getting some possible outside help with like a higher quality lead to really grow your business, right? Okay, good. Yeah. See, now what does that do? How do people react when you slow down like that rather than going fast?
Well, they want to engage.
Mhm.
They want to engage, and because of the neutral language, and because you're not so enthusiastic, and you don't sound like the rest 99% of the salespeople,
Yeah.
in their mind is something. Oh, this is something different.
Yeah.
Okay, this
You're
is not a push.
triggering curiosity is what you're doing
Yeah,
there. When you talk really fast and you're aggressive, you trigger sales resistance, you trigger fight or flight mode, and then you have to compete with all that. Like you're actually triggering the objections you're getting, right?
yeah.
All right, so that's one good connecting question. We won't give them all the other ones we've taught you and stuff that you've learned in the course, but situation questions. So now that you've connected with them, they've started to open up. Just there's about 4 connecting questions that we taught you how to use for what you sell. How do you help them and you find out what their current situation is? Give us an example of like one situation question that you're using.
Yeah. So, Jeremy, like, what is it that you're currently doing now to XYZ, generate more leads, to drive more traffic to your website or whatever it is there?
And I know that
Just
would be your first situation question for you. So I remember
correct.
that from your script, even from a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay, John, can you walk me through what you're currently doing to bring in new leads and new clients to the business? And they do what?
They tell you the truth. Okay, I do Facebook ads, I do Google ads, I do cold emailing, and absolutely everything that they have been doing.
Yeah, no, there's like 2 or 3, I think there's about 3 or 4 other situation questions we taught you to ask with that, but let's move on. So problem awareness questions. Now, before you learned NEPQ, what were you saying or asking to try to find out what their problems were?
Oh, like that was funny. Like, so if there is one thing that you would change in your process, what would that be?
Okay.
You know,
How would people
like
respond to that?
there would be, but I don't want to change anything now. Like,
Okay.
I don't want
So
to change
it's
anything. Like,
not a bad question, but just because you have a good question doesn't necessarily mean that when you ask it too early in the conversation like that they're just going to be like, oh my gosh, I would want to change this, because they know what you're doing with that
yeah,
type of question, right? It's
correct.
so obvious with that type of question that they
Yeah.
know exactly why you're trying to ask him. So how have we changed that around for you? And like what type of questions, just one example, like one problem awareness question you're using to get them to actually open up and tell you what their problems are.
Yeah, so when they mentioned what they're doing already and how, like, what are the results of it, it's like, so, John, to me, it sounds like things are going fairly well for you. Is there anything that you would change about the process that you have in place now? I mean, if you could.
Yeah. And then how do people respond? That's a two truths question. How do they respond to
Yeah.
that?
They always, oh yeah, because I need higher ROAS, or I need a higher ROI, or I don't want to spend that amount of time of trying to figure it out by myself, and all
Okay, but
these type
not
of
spending that time. Why is that so important to you now, though? And then we follow with an NEPQ probe, right? So
correct.
what you've done is a two truths question. Now, there's a couple of problem awareness questions you have to ask before you would say that. Okay, so and you almost ask that skeptic. Okay, so it's almost like, well, why the hell am I even on this call with you? You're not saying that, but that's how you come across. Okay, so Barry, I mean, to me, I mean, it sounds like things are going fairly well with what you're already doing for leads. I mean, is there anything you would change about your process or the results you've been getting from that if you could? And they open up, right? All right.
Yeah.
Now, solution awareness questions. Now that we have their current situation, we've helped them see what their current situation is. We call that their current state. We also have to help them see what their future is going to look like once all of these newfound problems that you're now helping them see they have, that maybe they didn't even understand they had before they got on that call with you. So we have to help them see what their objective, we call that their objective state. Current state, which is their current situation. Objective state, that's their future. We have to help them see what their future looks like once all these newfound problems are solved, to get them to emotionally attach to that future and wanting to change to that future from where they're at now. What's one good solution awareness question? There's many that we've trained you that you're using, but what's one good one that you're using, and how do people respond to it?
Yeah. So John, let's say we are able to come in and able to help you to achieve XYZ, like we've done with most of our clients. I guess uh, what what would you do with the extra money coming in though?
Yeah. Okay, good. So that opens them up and they tell you what?
They tell you, usually they come with the logical things. Oh, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna repay my mortgage. I'm gonna go on vacations. I will start traveling more, and all of those desires and, let's say, logical, materialistical desires that they have in their mind, and the goal that they want to go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're
But
going to ask them an emotional question to bring out the
emotion,
emotion.
that then is the emotional question, like, and you being able to do all of that, I guess, what would that do for you personally?
And they tell
And
you,
then they're like, oh, it's going to relieve so much of a stress of my head, or so much, and the gap is expanding, even though probe even more there. How do you mean by stress? Like, go even more
definitely some
deeper in
probes
that.
you learn in there for sure. Yeah. So you're getting
But
their emotional state, which is building a much bigger gap in their mind from where they are compared to where they want to be. The bigger the gap, the more need, the more urgency, the more pain. And what do human beings do when they have pain? They want to get away from the pain. They want to solve the pain. It's just human nature 101. That's how you build urgency. That's how you reduce the objections you are now getting. You don't have to get so many damn objections. You're triggering it by the way you've been selling. Okay, so a way you could do that. Okay, so, and you could even be, I know you weren't being specific, you were being generic. Okay, but let's say that we're able to come in and we're able to help, we're able to get you these higher quality leads into your sales teams, and we're able to help scale you to, like you had mentioned, up to 10 million a year. Because now you're talking about doubling your revenue now. Let's say if they said they're at 5.
yeah,
So doubling your revenue, doubling your profit margin. What would you do with the extra cash flow coming in though? Like if you're talking to a bigger business owner like that, okay?
Yeah.
Smaller business owner less, okay? You talk about, what would you do with the income coming in, right? Oh, I would do this, I would do that, I would do this. And one thing you want to do with the clients that I caught there is you don't want to say most of our clients. You want to say, let's say that we're able to come in and we're able to help you scale to XYZ dollars like we do with our other clients.
Yeah, correct.
So because that's generalized, it's just neutral. They're going to interpret that. However, you're not guaranteeing that because they have to do some work on their part, I'm assuming, to get those leads. But it's basically like we do with our other clients. You don't say all of our other clients. You just say like we do with our other clients, because that seeds indirectly what? that your other clients are successful too,
Having results.
having results. Okay, but having that cash flow come in, what would you do with the extra money come in? Oh, I would do this, I would do that. Okay, but being able to do all that, what would that do for you personally? So you did that good. That was landed. You landed that good. Well done. All right. Now we want to ask a consequence question at that point. So we get them up here. They're like, oh my gosh, this is how it's going to feel when I have all this. And we want to rip it away where they have to defend themselves on why they have to change now. What's one good consequence question we try to do that?
So, and what if you don't do anything about this though, and you just stay with the same income and the same cash flow, and nothing changes in the next 3 months, 6 months, year, maybe 2 years from now on? What happens then?
And they say,
And so, like most of them, like, oh well, that's gonna be a disaster. That's gonna be like, I don't want to be there, like, or like that's not good. That sucks completely for me and for my business. Something has to be done about it.
okay, so time to make a change possibly. Yeah, okay, but what happens if you don't do anything about this and you keep getting these lower quality leads and your sales keep stagnating 3, 6, I hate to say it, but even 12 months from now? Like, what happens then? See, it's like you're showing empathy, right? We teach you how to do that tonality in the virtual training courses. All right, we don't have time to go through your presentation and how we've structured that with you to emotionally connect the dots. That's all in our virtual training platforms as well. What's one good commitment question that you use at the end of your sales process to get them to take the next step and commit to purchasing what you're offering so they can solve their problems and get where they want to go?
Yeah. So John, do you feel like this could be the answer for you?
And what do they say?
And I was like, oh yeah, I feel it. And would you mind telling me why do you feel it would though?
And why do
And
we
then
have
they start repeating in their mind to themselves and to myself, which is not really important, but to themselves, start convincing them why our solution is the best option for them,
Yeah.
and
So
why
it's not
they
you're
will be there
telling them why it's the best solution. They're telling
themselves.
which is more persuasive, you telling them why they should do it or them telling themselves why they should do it?
They telling themselves why they should do it.
Now, I have to ask you, all right? Because sometimes people will message us in the DMs. They're like, well, I live in France, or I live in Italy, or I live in Morocco, or I live in Argentina, or I live in Japan. Will NEPQ work in my culture? I don't know if it'll work. I have such a thick accent. What would be your response to that?
It works for everyone. Doesn't really matter country, nationality, thicker accent, or yes, you can see I have an accent thicker than my head, but it is working for me, and it will work for absolutely everyone. And one thing
we
that
train I think we're in almost every country now, or very close. Keep going.
And one thing that I would say with NEPQ is that it's not only about sales, but it's going to help absolutely everyone, because you're improving communication and people really want to engage. Need to mention one funny part. The fourth day when I was in Bali, I sat down in, like, they have very nice community about co-working spaces, a lot of coaches, a lot of the. After half an hour, I sold one coach in a program that I don't even sell for.
Oh, right.
So I knew another influencer that they're selling, that they can help them. I walked them through. I called the guy and I was like, I have a client for you. I need my comms.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, send it through. So it was a funny part, that sitting, having a coffee, starting having a conversation, making a sale on the spot with person that you first time see in your
With
life.
something you don't even sell. You just help them find a problem they didn't realize they had. You took them through the same process. Completely different industry.
Completely different industry.
Yeah. So it will only work if your prospects you talk to have problems and or emotional needs, and your solution solves those. If that's you listening, then you can sell more. So if you guys want to acquire the same type of skills and sales ability like Bogdan, who went from $3,000 a month to 30 grand a month in commissions within about 4 to 5 months, pretty quickly, and now has moved to Bali and can do whatever the hell he wants. And you want to be like the other thousands of our clients who also are getting those type of results in the industry you are selling right now. We train every industry on planet Earth at this point, according to Forbes. Okay. So if you want to start making your first 10 grand a month in commissions with what you sell, or your first 15 grand a month consistently, or 20 grand or 25, or Bogdan makes 30 and 40,000. See, Bogdan's still learning. A year from now, he'll be making more. Okay. You want to acquire those type of skills, whatever industry you're in, so you can help more of your prospects solve their problems, because they don't buy from you. Can't solve their problems. They stay in status quo. You want to acquire those skills like Bogdan, DM us, DM me directly now. If you're on LinkedIn, DM me, send me a message. If you're on the Facebook business page, send me a message. If you're in the Facebook group, message me directly. If you can't figure out how to message me, if you're on my Facebook, message me directly. If you can't figure out how to message me, in the comments section, just go post hashtag NEPQ, or if you're on YouTube, post hashtag NEPQ, and either myself, Marco Cortese, our Chief Revenue Officer, Matt Ryder, our CEO, or someone on your team will message you more details about different trainings we have that can help you get those type of results. Selling doesn't have to be hard. You can make a lot of money once you acquire the right skills. Just like Michael Jordan says, you can take 1,000 jump shots a day, but if your technique is wrong, if you have the wrong technique, if you're learning the wrong technique, you're still going to suck at basketball. And the same is true in selling. Okay. Bogdan, thanks for being on here. We love you.
It's a pleasure.
Well done. Enjoy Bali. What, isn't it like 5 or 6 in the morning over there?
Like, yeah, 6:40 in the morning.
Have
You know that
I know
you know that I'm the night owl.
Yeah, you work with English speaking leads, right?
Yeah, mainly US market.
You haven't even gone to bed yet then.
Not yet, soon.
He's working the graveyard shift, living the dream. All right, I love it, man. Hey, thanks for being on here, Bogdan.
Pleasure.
Congratulations on your success, going from 3 to 30 grand a month. Definitely life-changing income. That's available for everybody else on here, no matter what industry you're in. We are training clients in your industry watching us that are making that much and more. What's the difference? The only difference is they have acquired a higher skill level and ability than you know about yet. That's available for you if that's what you want. But you don't have to learn those skills. Okay? Bogdan,
if you don't want to make more money.
All right, brother. Go get some rest, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for being on. Hopefully that helped you. DM me or post hashtag NEPQ, and we'll reach out and see if we can help you as well. Okay? Thanks, everybody, for being on. Bogdan, thank you very much.
Take care.